All right, y'all. Sorry about that. That was actually a last minute schedule change anyway, even having to add that. And while I'm at it, man, I done took off my help. So y'all give me a second. But as you all see, let me make sure that I got my sound on. Um, Anybody can hear me? Any questions? I know I took it down. Am I good on the sound? Thank you. All right, so we are at the grand finale here, and as you see in the comments there, I have announced everybody that won something. If you're still here, like I said, you need to be here. I may be gracious and still give you something if you respond by midnight. But it's going to be first come, first serve. You've seen all of the prizes. Please select which ones you want. Drop it in the comments. I will not share that. It will be for my purposes only. And I'll leave that up for a while just in case to make sure that everyone can see that. Actually, you know what? I got to bring it down for a second because I want to make sure that everyone can see the awesome artwork of Senyah Haynes turned into something I could wear. And maybe if y'all haven't seen the pictures, the videos, I've been rocking this bad boy. It's too hard to turn around right now, but I'll make sure that y'all see what it looks like on the back later. But the main thing to know is that the back is the similar metallic font, and it says from the collection or voyage from the collection witness by Senyah Haynes. And even if it didn't have that, I didn't even notice this saying it, so kudos to you. The signature, I love it. This is definitely collectible. Your signature is right down here. Yeah, I see it. For anyone who had questions about that shirt, keep in mind that that is available with Ease Quality Designs LLC. I'll drop a thing in the banner scrolling across or a comment if you haven't seen it because it's actually up in the captions and there's the link for it. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a second because it is very relevant to what we're going to do now. We're going to actually allow all of the remaining presenters that are present to give us a last couple of words, 1 to 2 minutes max. Thank you, Early Johnson. 2 minutes is the minute after one and before three. And if you go longer than that, I'll pop up on the screen or I'll be there actually with you side by side. But first and foremost, because like I said, we got to respect people's time. You all have done amazing as an audience. I definitely want to put that out there now before I forget. We have more than tripled who watched, who showed up when we did the last time, and it's only going onwards and upwards from there. But first and foremost, ladies first, let me bring up our brilliant co-host. And baby, let I tell you that we have been working and we have been praying and we've been working against these clouds. We made it work. But Robyn, anything you want to leave the people with?
I'm just really excited for each author. I'm thankful to Rainbow Room Publishing LLC and also Eddie Pierce, the owner, founder, and just constant producer in this organization for giving me the opportunity to co-host alongside JD, whom I've worked with before. Eddie and I, we actually met in 2021, and since then, I've never kept him out of thought and mind. In this process, it's been a brilliant idea to bring in people who really have a voice for people and really want to help people because that's what Eddie does for authors and business owners around. And that's what I aspire to keep doing as a mission. Each one of the contributing authors has an amazing niche when it comes to writing and being a technical writer, but also being imaginative. I definitely have been engrossed in both pieces, the blood and the people, and I'm looking forward to the final piece to be complete along with other anthologies to be created, produced, and loved on and loved through. Thank you, Eddie, and thank you, Senyah, Monica, Miss Renee, along with Ken and Dr. Hill. Thank you, guys.
Are very welcome. And actually, before you get up out of here, I do want the people to know that with all of these relationships, in a sense, you're reading the book and the book closes. The story does not end as far as our love for each other, our networking together. And Robyn has already graciously and then enthusiastically requested the opportunity to interview one-on-one with all of the authors in both books. So we're going to try to get that worked out. If I remember correctly, the only person we didn't manage to get so far from this book was Monica. So look forward to hearing from Monica, ideally first with Robyn, and then we're going to circle back to the first book and work our way all through. And so you can look forward to more opportunities to hear from each author individually, to talk to them individually, to ask questions, to support them primarily throughout the summer up until about November, when we will announce where we are with the third book. So Robyn, thank you. And before you get up out of here, I thought I had it with me. I'm moving too much. Bear with me for one more second. There it is. I knew I was prepared. I just didn't have it close enough at hand. So I have a small token of appreciation for everyone, in addition to what we're planning to do work-wise, that will continue to build all of our networks and our individual efforts and endeavors. And so all of the presenters, including the hosts, will get one of these.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
And make sure it's the right one. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a prototype. Ignore the misspelling, that was my fault. But it should say Voyage. But each contributor will get one, including JayDee, who had to get up out of here. So look forward to that. And if you can hang out with us for a little bit backstage, Robyn, so that we can have our private celebratory moment, because we done all did some work and we deserve to cheer each other on. And I will see you soon, all right?
All righty.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
All right, so let's get to let me see what I wanted to hit next. Let's go with Senyah. Senyah, any words that you want to leave the people with?
Certainly, I will. While I tend to write more, I will say less. So I am really thankful for the opportunity. I appreciated working with the collaboration. It's very gratifying to be a part of furthering of Black thought. And it has been a wonderful journey. I enjoyed the scenery. It's a beautiful ride. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Senyah. And before I let Senyah go, gotta let everybody know that there is no favoritism here, right? I'm not nobody's parent, but even when parents say that, it's kind of like, well, I'm a little closer to some children and then others in different respects. Doesn't mean that you favor them necessarily over the others if you're a good parent, in my opinion. And so because Senyah is the consummate artist, because in a lot of respects, this would not have happened without Senyah and without Witness, where everyone else is getting, now mind you, both shirts, both versions of the shirt, this one and this one, are available. Nice. Thanks to my good frat brother, oh my God, Elvis Friesman with Equality Designs LLC. Everyone else is going to get that one. Senyah is getting this.
Ooh, I get the queen.
And they're available for everybody to buy. And all of the other ones that come out from now on. Thank you so much again, Brother Price, because he worked with me with all this back and forth with the typos. The typo will not be on any shirt that anybody buys. Okay, just know that. Because we definitely want people to know the art. I want them to be impacted with it when people walk down the street and be like, what is that? And as you walk right on and pimp on past them, they're going to see that back and be like, Senyah Haynes, let me go find her. Right? Oh, actually, this is awesome. Love that. I said I wasn't going to share any of these, but I'm going to just show that real quick. People want those books, baby. They want those books. So we got copies over here already. I'm going to handle the shipping. But Senyah, baby, I love you. I love you, sis. If you can hang out with us in that backstage for a second, and we'll be right back with you, all right?
Say less.
Thank you. Let's get to Auntie. Auntie been at work, so I definitely have to let her get some rest. What do you want to leave the people with?
It was a pleasure. I thank you. I appreciate all the other authors. I've learned some things. I'm a newbie, so getting my feet wet a little bit. released some of the fear, and it was a great thing. It's nice to have someone to motivate and inspire you because, when you spend your time inspiring everybody else, you kind of miss somebody else inspiring you. So this has been a great venture for me. I've enjoyed it, and I hope that those who are watching it and listening that know that there's no boundaries to things that you want to do and let nothing stop you, especially when God is in the plan.
Amen. Hey, look, I need the people to understand because I see it, they don't necessarily know. But this is what she does on YouTube and on TikTok and Instagram. Look, I only signed into that one where you saw me chatting and talking, but I watched a lot of them. Honestly, when I do this sort of thing while I'm working, I just have you or something like that up. And it's keeping me moving. It's reminding me what we're doing, that we're going in the right direction. And so, Auntie, man, if you had no other mission on this planet, in my opinion, it's to encourage others, whichever way you do it, whether it's your singing, your books, To a Woman's Heart, and everything else. And like Tamika said, we just going to encourage you like you've been encouraging us for the longest. You run on. And whether we can put some gas money in your tank to keep riding, we're gonna do that. As I mentioned that, I think I said it in the backstage, but yeah, I'm actually there are a couple of ideas. Me and your nieces, my sisters, we worked out that tribute, and I went to them first. It was no slight to your sisters, anybody else in the family. It's just that I honestly thought, like, I looked at the impact of me being your nephew, spiritual nephew, and what that would mean for you to see the youth. Looking at what you're doing. So that's why I went to them primarily. So it was no, knock against my other aunties, Diane and Nanette. But yeah, we working on some other stuff. Don't go badgering them, asking no questions. We're working some other stuff to get you set for that birthday release. It's gonna be fire. We love you.
I love you more, and I thank you. You're the best nephew in the world.
All right, boom, I did it. All right, Auntie, if you can hang out with us for 5 more minutes or so, we'll be right there at that backstage. Okay. Let's switch over to, I'm trying to do ladies first, so I think we got Monica. Pretty Mutai, all things Comina Creations. I tell you, if Monica sees something, she can make it. It's just a matter of if she want to deal with the trouble to make some of this stuff I'll be looking at. I'm like, Monica, you need to build this Starship Enterprise. Eddie, that's not what we're doing today. But Monica, anything you want to leave the people with?
I just want to say thank you to everybody that purchased the book, everybody for being here tonight. I didn't know I could do it, so thank you, Eddie, for believing in me, along with, obviously, SS Total Chaos, set it off. Really, that's how I always did things. Set it up.
All right. So, things to know, especially for Monica, is that, like I said, she has Comina Creations. She's doing amazing things with that. She is working on, look at that, there go your girl. But she's working on amazing things out of Comina's Creations and looking at a couple of events and things that she's going to pair with her literary work. And so look forward to some pop-ups and some things like that. Monica and I are talking, and like I've been saying in so many senses, even though the book is in a sense closed, our relationship is not. And for me, that means remaining the friends that we are, the brothers and sisters that we are, but also I'm still the publisher. So I'm like, I gotta, make sure that they stay. And so similar to Auntie Renee, I'm already looking at a couple things that we're gonna do to support you when it comes to that, whenever you finally do like a pop-up. Honestly, y'all can put it in the feedback. I told Monica, we just need to do something that's jazzier than a home shopping network situation, where we can sit up and talk and do what we do, but her show you all her work. And so, it's up to Monica ultimately because it's her project, and I'm just gonna get in where I fit in with what I got. So you all look forward to more from Comina's Creations, and definitely look forward to the upcoming novel, Memoirs of a Hidden Pain. Please know that Monica is so far down the track with this writing, she don't even know how close she is to being done with this book. In my opinion, she's a lot closer than she thinks she is. And like I said, she already has the cover, and it's her story, so she knows where it's going. Look forward to that. We gonna pray and agree, and we gonna send up blessings, cross fingers, cross toes, and all of that for seeing the full work. Excuse me. Memoirs of a Hidden Pain this fall. But all right, Pretty Mutai, my sister, if you can hang on for a second, we'll be right back. All right, and then last but not least, Mr. Compton's Most Wanted. What you got for the people?
For the people, I'm going to say once again, thank you, Eddie, to you personally and to Rainbow Room Publishing. It has been an honor and a treat to have been a part of this great dynamic series from a Black perspective. To our great hosts today, thank you very, very much. To the other authors, I want to tell you and encourage you to keep on writing. And I say the same thing for myself as well. For those of you who enjoy Graffiti Park, I promise you there is more coming. And for those of you who were inspired or maybe felt something or resonated with Geraldine, I want to leave you with this about that story. The Bible speaks about how you treat the least of these. And here in Geraldine, you have a story where Mr. Thomas represents the least of these. He is a man that's at the end of his life, not long to live. And then you have this young executive who took the time to help him. And in that, she found a reward for herself. And I really, really believe that in life, if you take the time to take care of God's children, you never know what type of rewards he will give to you. So I wanted to leave you with that. But Eddie, I do appreciate it. Thank you once again. And you guys are just great. This has been an amazing experience. So more to come from me and hopefully more to come from all the authors. I'm looking forward to the ride. Thank you.
Welcome, brother. Anytime. So if you could hang on for a second, but also for a reminder for people that, we are throwing all of our support, and I'm asking you all to do the same for Brother Compton, Brother King Compton, to get that graffiti park out, because, man, I'm telling you, and I was laughing to myself because so many people, at least they were talking to me, I don't know if they were talking to you. They said, "Oh, kids in the second book. Oh, we can get some more graffiti park." Wait, who's Geraldine?
Right.
And then it was like, "Oh, but I love it." And so they still want that book. So we gonna throw all of our support behind him. We're not gonna push him and intimidate him too much. But remember that red paint.
Right. I don't want none of my areas messed up. I don't want to smear everywhere. So I only have this stuff to celebrate the blood. So.
All right, brother, you hang on, and we'll be right back with you. All right.
All right.
All right, folks, I thank you so much for hanging with us. I see we are already 20 minutes over our time, and so I'm just going to get to these last couple of things really, really quickly. A number of things that I wanted to put out as quick announcements, and they kind of come in the form of ads. And the first one is, this goes back to all of our favorite visual artist / writer, Miss Senyah Haynes. So if you saw the ad that she's doing the amazing work, Jayla's Jaunts. The story follows Jayla, a little girl who's traveling around the United States with her magical aunt, Auntie Yaya. And she is hitting each state alphabetically and learning the Black history in the state. And Senyah is that historian who digs deep for those buried gems that we don't know about. And in my opinion, she did an awesome job in that with the first book, she does what she calls Black history's greatest hits, the things that the majority of us know about. But she went through all of the A's, congratulations. And we're actually looking at how we're going to bind all of the A's together. Think back to that Childcraft Encyclopedia or anything similar for those of you all that are younger. But we're looking at the idea of maybe binding all of the A's together into a one-shot hardcover volume at some point. That might not happen till next year. But while you're waiting, definitely get all those books and look out. This one is already ready. Check it out.
Hi, my name is Senyah Haynes, and I'm the author of the Jayla's Jaunts series. And the reason I love Jayla and Auntie Yaya and their magical adventures is because they're full of history and culture and fun, and I am excited to share all of that with you. In Jailer's Jaunts, cruising down California, Auntie Yaya and Jailer ride down the coast and make several important stops along the way. They witness the Black Panthers serving breakfast to school children in the Bay Area. They visit a state park named for a very extraordinary colonel. And in the City of Angels, they learn how Miss Biddy Mason escaped after her former enslaver tried to pull a paper. Jailer's Jaunts, cruising down California, now available from the publisher, Palindrome Global Publishing and Events. To contact the publisher, palindromeglobal@gmail.com. For our website, www.palindromeglobal.com.
And so there you have it, the latest in the series, Jailer's Jaunts. Now we're cruising down California this time. We done learned about everybody from Rosa Parks, the Tuskegee Airmen, the segregated Army Corps in Alaska, the first African-American journalist in Arizona. And then we learned about the Little Rock Nine in Arkansas. So, this is history that is vital to all of us, regardless of age, regardless of ethnicity. I don't believe in the word race. It's the human race. It's one people. It's just that we all have some different little mixtures going on. But it's vital to everyone. It is all of our history. And this is an amazingly entertaining way to get into this history. And as another little side piece, we're actually looking at where we may be able to, and it looks like we're going to pull it off. We just started talking about this morning, to be honest. But Painting and Poppin' Traveling Parties, LLC, with the CEO, Danielle Livingston. We're looking at where we will potentially do an adult coloring and sip instead of painting, coloring the coloring pages at the back of the copies of Jailer's Jaunts in an event that will ideally happen around about the 11th anniversary season of Rainbow Room Publishing. So that would be in November. So look forward to that. Another amazing thing that we're looking at for that time period is right here.
Coming this fall, the Rainbow Room Publishing Writing and Publishing Conference, Saturday, November the 11th, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Brought to you by Dreamwriter Inc., Palindrome Global Publishing and Events, and Rainbow Room Publishing. Save the date. More information to come. And a special thanks to Tony LaBelle and B-Clan Productions for this great track, Black Label.
Bam, so there you go. I will be fortunate enough to be in Chicago around that time, celebrating my birthday, 45, boom, and look good for 45, right? And the 11th anniversary of Rainbow Room Publishing, as well as the 11th anniversary of my very first work, Love Something Infinite. Man, it's a lot of titles to keep up with, y'all. I guess I'm doing a lot of good work, right? But so yeah, look forward to that. Ideally, it will be a hybrid event, meaning that we will have a physical space in Chicago where we would do a number of breakout sessions with the three publishers / authors that you saw featured there, sponsored by all three companies. So Dreamwriter Inc. with Crystal Renee, myself, Rainbow Room Publishing, Eddie Pierce, and the brilliant Senyah Haynes with Palindrome Global Publishing and Events. So we're going to do some workshops that will ideally inform how to get the writing done, how to get the publishing done. It will be something that you can attend in person if you happen to be in Chicago, but we're also working on streaming it like this so that everyone around the world will be able to take part. But as you see there, save the date. Honestly, all the paperwork is written up and everything. And as of 3:00 this morning, I may have the physical space already figured out. Mutar connection, hint, hint. But last thing that I want to leave you with before we let these credits roll, we are already so far down the line when it comes to getting the third book done, and I'm so excited about it. From a Black perspective, The Homeland, which will wrap up the series. It will give you that third book in that green.
And as I said on several occasions, this fly is killing me. On several occasions, we're going to put, if you look at them when you put them on your bookshelf, you will be looking at your own Pan-African flag. So look forward to that, at least an announcement regarding that during the conference, as far as seeing where we are with it. But for right now, I have a preview to show you the grand unveiling of the cover. Coming February 2024. From the collection Witness by Senyah Haynes, they hid it in a book. With photography from Theodore Brown, Windy City Rose. From a Black Perspective, The Homeland. Cover reveal. Don't miss the announcement of the authors Summer 2023. From a Black Perspective, The Homeland. Coming February 2024. From RainbowRoomPublishing.com. And there you have it. That's my last big unveiling. So obviously, as you see the alternating red, green, and black squares, that is where the authors will be situated. You can look forward to some great announcements about who those authors will be over the summer. Just to let you know where we are with that, emails have gone out to the authors that have been slated for this. I already have some verbal agreements with, I think, 4 of them. And just to be on the safe side, I'm looking at another 4. And it just depends on who, gets back to me at the deadline that I set, which will be, I believe, the end of May. So then you can look forward to, starting in June, seeing each one drop in succession, who is down and who will be in the project. One thing to know about the project, and I love this all the time whenever we say, okay, here comes the next volume. People that were in the previous one was like, oh my God, I got to get in that one. I got to get in that one. And I've told all of them, as of now, I honestly have to hold you in my back pocket. And it's partly a publishing decision in the sense that, one of the Rainbow Room Publishing kind of rules, so to speak, I have like a list of rules that I put out from time to time, is to spread the opportunities as far and as wide as possible. And so I'm looking at all of you amazing people that have work already out there. You've already been in an anthology. You've already been working on a longer work. So we're going to put our focus and our energy into you getting that first full book done. We're going to let some new folks get in. And one of the things, honestly, that has been on my heart and my mind since the first one was done, and I've been talking to some of these same people, Auntie Renee, our boy, Maurice Robinson. I can't reach him, but you can. Grab him by the arm, shake him. Crystal, if you're still there, Eric Tillman, go get him. I'm looking for more of the quote-unquote Black straight male voice. It is missing. It is vital. As I said in my emails to them, this is not just an opportunity for me to publish you. This is a plea, in a sense, that you put your perspective out there so we can kind of round this out as much as possible. Did we get every potential Black voice? No, we didn't. We covered as much as we could, but thanks to the inspiration of people like Robyn, there will be other anthology projects. I'm honestly looking at a gathering of spiritual leaders to give us what I'm going to call devotion. Ideally, that will drop next Easter. I'm looking at Young, Black, and Gifted, which will bring us our young adult literature. I'm looking at a male perspective, working title, a female perspective, and yes, an LGBTQIA perspective. So we're going to get everybody in. Y'all just got to give me some time. And of course, buy these books in advance so I had the money to do it, right? But, look forward to that. And when it comes to that book in particular, with this one coming up, one of my aims not only was to get the quote-unquote Black straight voice, but I wanted people to see the unity and the collaboration that already exists between the quote-unquote Black straight male and the Black same gender loving quote-unquote gay male, that we can exist together, that we can build together, that we together can impact our communities. So, and just like I have those relationships, and honestly putting it out there real quick, me and brothers in that SGL, Black SGL community, we talk a lot of times about how we value our relationships with our straight counterparts, especially in the Black community. we're still looking for and we still hold high our relationships to our fathers, our uncles, our brothers, our cousins, our sisters. We're your brothers, we're your uncles, we're your cousins, and all of that too. And since that already exists, why can't we display it not only to the rest of our community first, just like this book is meant to do, but to show it to the rest of the world that when it comes to that quote unquote Black contingent, oh, they got some things going over there. They're amazing over there. They got some of the same issues we have because we don't always talk about this. Old school thinking was don't act up in front of the white folks like they don't have some of the same problems we have across all of the ethnicities. If you really get into it, you'll see that we got a lot of commonalities in that. But in this particular case, we're going to showcase the best and the brightest like we did today. You all have confirmed that for me. Thank you once again for doing that. And last thing I'm going to leave you with before we go to the the rolling the credits is that anything that is in the add-ons, if you didn't get the prize that you wanted, and honestly, there's still several that are unclaimed. So if you're one of the people I called out, you need to tell me. Them dominoes are already gone. And I was going to get those if somebody didn't claim them by tonight. But those dominoes are gone. And a couple other things have already been claimed behind the scenes. So, get in there. Let me know what you're trying to get prize-wise. But for anybody that is unable to get the exact item that they wanted to get for free, please know that the items that are also prizes, pretty much everything Community Creations is done, copies of the books, and that sort of thing. All those things are in the Eventbrite at a low price already. And because, we give it to everybody, my cup is full, not this one, but my cup is full. And God is saying, hey, pour out to the people. So we're going to slash all of those prices. Those will be slashed effectively in about 5 minutes because I forgot to do it while people were reading. But you'll have the opportunity to still take a part in getting those awesome items. And then one more last shout out to good brother Elvis Bryson with Ease Quality Designs and LLC. For the amazing From a Black Perspective shirt. There was a question, I think it was Crystal, whether or not there was a From a Black Perspective, the Blood t-shirt. We're actually working on that. And that's something that you all can look for around about Juneteenth. Also around that time, looking for the authors to reply. So those of you that are in here and didn't hear this in our private group, we're trying to pull together if you think about, I don't really watch these shows and I'm not blasting them, but if you think about the Real Housewives and that sort of thing, they all have a reunion show. I'm looking at a reunion show with all of the authors in both books. We more than likely will not do any readings. This will be an opportunity purely for you all as authors. Even potential authors, but readers and fans and friends and family to interact and to get in more of your questions with the author. So look forward to that. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep us lifted up in prayer that we get that done in June after I get a break in May. All right. So, excuse me. So I want to thank you all again for being here. I'm going to leave you as always with my favorite sign off. Love, peace, and blessings, and love infinitely from your boy, Eddie S. Pierce Jr. Last bit rolling through right now. Our show, folks. We want to take a moment to thank all of our advertisers, sponsors, and supporters, as well as our presenters, guest hosts, Robyn, Easley, and JayDee Williams. The authors, Dr. Tamara Hill, Senyah Haynes, Renee Thomas, Ken Compton, and Monica Brown. And you, our viewers, for watching. As we go through a little bit more of the behind the scenes, I want to continue with those thank yous. Going down the list here in no particular order, but thank you to all of you. Ease Quality Designs LLC, Surly Shirts, Brown Babies Books, actor Harold Dennis, author and podcast host Mose, Beyond All Limits and CEO Keith Clark, Aswell Passworth and the Love Session Orchestra, Dreamwriter Inc., Chef Cordell, Cominus Creations, Palindrome Global Publishing and Events, Pyro Media Network, the Esteem Awards, Titan Capri of Titan in the Morning, Lady Day's Charming Trinkets, Paintin' and Poppin' Traveling Paint Parties, LLC, Pineapple Grenade by Robyn, The Sunday Takeout, To a Woman's Heart, and of course to you, a special thanks to all of our audience. Look forward to more from us very soon. And don't forget to check out the new prices. We just slashed the prices for everything in the add-ons. So for those of you who didn't get the prize of your choice, here's your opportunity to get it at a discount. Thanks again in advance for your support. Have a great night. And love infinitely from your boy, Eddie S. Pierce Jr., your publisher, your promoter, your producer with Rainbow Room Publishing, LLC, and Rainbow Room Publishing Live.
Sorry about that. I was inspired while you was doing it.
Okay.
So I was recording it, but then I have a way I can record my whole screen.
Gotcha.
And I want people to kind of see what I'm looking at as a producer.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie. One thing that went over really well with the last show that I tried to figure out a sneaky way to do it without distracting anybody this time. People could see right after the reading, since I'm not the host that's talking to each of y'all, they could see my reaction to the reading. And it was a whole lot of hallelujahs and bitch and go mob, because one of them is Sigma, Ken. And, so I was like, I got some of that while you were doing your thing. And it's no audio, I think, on that. Okay. I'm only going to use like a minute of it so they can see it. But, man, it's, I was thinking to myself, I was like, first and foremost, I was like, man, God bless her for the difficulty you had to have had when it came to condensing what you were going to read. Because we both know it's longer. And yes. even then, I was saying to myself, I was like, well, shit, I'm going to have a hard time if she went over like 10, 12 minutes. But I said in my head, I was like, you know what? It's going to roll the same way the book did, y'all. We just go fit it in.
Exactly. You got to know people stuff inside, because literally that's the end of the chapter. So
right.
So
yeah, no, that's why I was like, you brought it home. I mean, and it just, it was very much what Senyah was talking about, which was like how you could just go with the facts, just go. I mean, granted.
Welcome back to From a Black Perspective virtual reading with author Ken Compton. He's a native of St. Louis, Missouri.
I miss Geraldine, he said. Who was Geraldine? And with that question, I will end my reading.
Well, thank you for that reading. This was an experience for me because in the past I was a caregiver for my elderly grandmother. So I do, the book was that story was very good to read. Just kind of made me remember some things. I see that the story is dedicated to and named for your departed grandmother. What was she like, and did she in any way inspire this story?
She was the complete inspiration for this entire story. My grandmother actually lived on the street in St. Louis called Geraldine. And in the last